Hey everyone, I'm super excited for right now for this video. I'm really excited. I hope everyone's doing amazing today. Um, I'm gonna be talking about something really for me dear to my heart and very exciting for me. Okay, I realize this is not something that everyone is gonna relate to or resonate with, and that's totally okay. I might have some other videos that you are interested in, but you might not even be aware of this concept that I'm going to be talking about today. Um, and you might actually be, a starseed. This is what I'll be speaking about today. Starseeds and lightworkers. What is it? What is a starseed? What is a lightworker? Why is that even relevant? What are the characteristics and traits of one of these types of people? Okay, one of these types of souls, I should say. So yeah, if this at this point, if this is your first time watching this type of thing and this is resonating with you in any way, just the concept of a starseed or a light worker, definitely keep watching. It might be interesting to you. This might actually trigger your awakening in some kind of way. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that today, starseeds. So what is a starseed? A starseed is referring to a type of soul, okay? When it comes to Earth at the time that we're in now, as a human, okay, so this is in reference to a human. So keep in mind that a starseed is a soul that could, be on another planet as well. It's not specifically to Earth, okay, but I'm talking about in reference to Earth because this is relevant to us right now as humans, okay? So starseed is basically an advanced soul that has come, and I'm going to use the word here volunteered, that has volunteered to come during this time, during this ascension timeline to Earth, to basically share their frequency and their knowledge, because they come from higher dimensions, okay? So I personally am a starseed. I came to this realization a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago or so. And as a soul, you're kind of like an old soul type of person. This is basically one of the first traits, and I will get into the traits a little bit later on, right? So a starseed is an older soul, an advanced soul that incarnates into physical form to assist Earth in its ascension, basically. We also came, and this is a personal thing that I feel, it's not really information that's always out there, but I do feel that we came to break generational curses. So a lot of us have incarnated into families that have caused us to experience a lot of trauma. And the reason that a lot of us starseeds have come and incarnated into these lines, these family lines, it was to break that generational curse, you can call it, okay? Just really bad lessons, bad karma that really no one in that family before you came in was able to heal and transmute, okay? This is why you came through. No one was strong enough. No one was able to push through. So you came in to sort of break that curse from happening again, okay? We're in a special time, and I did talk about this in another video, so if you're not sure what I'm talking about in the ascension, the time that we're in specifically right now, please check out my other video. I do talk about the age of Aquarius, okay, and the current energies and things like that, so I talk a little bit about that in those videos. But we have come during this specific time, this age of Aquarius time, with this very specific Aquarian energy, okay, to assist people in waking up. This is what we have come to do. This is our mission, okay? This is our mission. Any starseed, any light worker that you speak with will all tell you the same thing, that they know that this is their mission and this is what they've come for. Starseeds and light workers come with blueprints. They come with these light codes and these galactic blueprints with these kind of ascension, I'm going to call them ascension blueprints and ascension light codes already in them when they're born and they've incarnated into the Earth, okay? Starseeds and lightworkers already come with 5D energies and frequencies, okay? We do, we really do, and this is from young age. Any starseed or light worker that you speak to will probably all share a very similar story or stories with you about how different they were as a child, different perceptions that not everyone else around them had. So I'll get into that a little bit later on as well. They're basically, when I say advanced, I mean also old souls. We are souls that have lived many lifetimes. Earth is not the first planet that we have incarnated into it to assist in this kind of process. We've actually incarnated into other planets as well to do similar types of things. Okay, so we definitely come with different perspectives, different filters. We actually come with less filters, but you know, when you go through the 3D life as a kid, you can't really help but sort of, these filters get kind of imposed on you as you get, I guess, molded by your parents and by society and by everyone around you into someone that you're not. So a lot of starseeds and lightworkers go through many phases, especially as preteens and teenagers. You know, we go through so many phases. I personally went through so many different phases. I was trying to figure out who I was because I didn't know. I could just resonate with so many different groups, I guess you could say. So it does take quite a bit to find ourselves because we get very confused. We just feel very different in general compared to most people. So a lot of people don't feel very, they're not really able to relate to us, I guess you could say, okay? A lot of us come from other planets. So if you speak to a starseed or a lightworker, majority of them, unless they're just waking up and trying to figure out where they come from, we have an inkling. We already kind of know. I mean, I personally know. It used to be an idea or an inkling, but I do know now. It's been a few years, and I'm definitely sure I've had enough confirmations from the other realms and dimensions and my guides and angels and things like that and higher self. So we already kind of know where we come from in that sense. We can even name constellations or different solar systems, you know, that we may originate from. I personally originate very strongly with the Pleiades. I know I come from there, you know. I also resonate very strong with like this inner earth, you know, city type of elven city, and I don't really know much about it yet. It's just a lot of, I guess, past life memories and synchronicities and feelings and emotions that I get, you know, when I read about certain things like inner earth. And so I have a lot of I resonate a lot with that. So I feel there's something going on there as well. So it takes, you know, it's a process in figuring out these layers about you, these different experiences and lives, and you know, this knowledge that you bring with you and memories as well in your DNA. So we have a lot of these memories, which can sound crazy to other people when we talk about them, that we say I come from the Pleiades or Sirius or Arcturus or Andromeda or whichever, you know, place or constellation or system you come from. But that is definitely something that all starseeds and lightworkers can share, and you know, that feeling of coming from somewhere else, basically. So I just wanted to talk about some traits and characteristics and traits of being a starseed and of being a lightworker. Of course, now before I even start, keep in mind that it's going to be different for everyone, right? Like when I first started this whole, you know, figuring out where I come from and all of that, I mean, I did read a lot online, of course. I did my own research, and there is a lot of information that's very similar out there if you go online and try and see what's out there. There is information, and a lot of it is very similar. So you'll resonate with some and you won't resonate with others, and some might resonate less and feel that maybe they're not one. So I don't want to say these things and say that that's just how it is, because it's not. It's really not. I figured out things about myself that I didn't just find online. I just kind of had my own experience and confirmations and figured these things out for myself. So just, you know, whenever, you know, never just watch something and just say, oh, that's how it is. You always have to sort of take things with a grain of salt and understand that everyone has a different perspective on things, different filters, like I said earlier. So, you know, these are my experiences, and my experiences to me are very true. So this is what I'm sharing with you, and whatever resonates, it does, and if it doesn't, well, that's fine. I totally understand. So, let's have a second. Like I said earlier, a trait, a characteristic, as you talk to any starseed or lightworker, they usually will say that they know that they do come from somewhere else, whether that's another planet, dimension, realm, timeline, okay, timeline, yes, because there are many, and I can actually resonate very much with this one is coming from a future timeline, okay. I do feel like I come from a future timeline, so I always have these visions in my head of a future Earth, and I see it. I can even see details in my head sometimes about it, and I just know that it is true. You know what I mean? Because so many other starseeds and light workers can share very similar visions of the future Earth as well, like that 5D Earth. We can feel it, we know it, so we come from it. You can't really feel or know something that you've never experienced. You know what I mean? So that's definitely one trait. Another trait is, and this kind of goes back to your childhood a little bit, but the feeling of being lonely. Okay, this is something we can kind of all share and resonate with, I think, because as a star seed, as a light worker, as a star being, we can even call it, okay, because you come already with this star knowledge, this in your DNA already. So you can feel lonely because you can't really relate to a lot of people out there. We incarnate into families that are very 3D, first of all, okay? Not only to teach them some lessons, they don't always learn, you know what I mean? In my personal case, I don't feel my own family really learned anything from the experiences that I had with them, but I definitely broke a generational curse, okay? Many generational curses, not just on my father's side, but well, mainly on my father's side. You know, on my mother's side, it's a little bit of a different story. But and that's another thing as well. You know, when you incarnate, you do choose parents. For example, a mother, you know, who is able to hold the energies, hold your energies, because starseeds and lightworkers come with a very different energy and frequency and vibration than other. You know, we'll just say humans, okay? Than the rest, because we're all human, of course. But you know what I mean. It's funny and maybe sounds so, hard to believe, but not, you know, the average human woman would not be able to hold those frequencies in her womb and in her body. It would actually probably cause a miscarriage or something like that. So you do have to choose the proper vessel for you to incarnate into, okay? So you do choose that. Understand that before you even, you know, came to Earth, you already chose everything in the sense of your family, the life lessons that you wanted to learn, the geographic location of where you wanted to incarnate into, all the places you wanted to move into, things like that. Your siblings, your, you know, life partner, things like that. Starseeds and lightworkers have a feeling of being otherworldly. We're very otherworldly beings in general, okay? You speak to anyone, I mean, you know, we're the ones who talk about aliens and you know, other dimensions and portals and stargates and things like that. This is what we speak about because this is where we come from, okay? We don't speak about things we don't know anything about. The knowledge that I bring to you is not just read online. Of course, I have done my fair share of research online, believe me, I have, and I actually had to step back from doing that because just my personal nature, I get really into things when I really have a passion for them. And of course, this is my passion. Okay, anyone who knows me knows that this is my passion. I spend any free time I have researching, trying to raise my vibration, trying to get more divine knowledge, okay, and share it with the rest of the world. So what I do, I take very serious. I take it as my own job. You know, it is the most important job in my life, to be quite honest. Of course, my family is, you know, the most important thing to me as well. But aside from that, that's my mission in life and that's my work. This is what I do. So, starseeds and lightworkers have always had this tendency since children to kind of look up to the stars, okay, for answers. As a kid, and I've spoken to so many others who have said very similar things. I mean, me personally, I had my dad put up these, you know, I'm sure many know about this, the neon stickers that glow in the dark. I had him put, you know, the entire constellations and everything since I was like 7 years old, I think, or 8, in my room on the ceiling, so that at night I used to literally like stare at them and just feel like I was totally floating and going off into another dimension. I used to feel my body floating, like I wasn't in my physical body, and I was conscious too. I really felt like I was floating in the universe, and which is a different energy. I mean, you know, starseeds and lightworkers think different. We're very deep since young, I used to think about very deep things. I used to sit in my room alone. We love being alone, by the way. We love our alone time. It's the best time. It really is. So it's our recharge time as well. We need our alone time for many reasons. So basically, yeah, we're very deep, and we all are always searching for the deeper answers. Okay, the wider perspective on things, the galactic perspective. We're bringing these energies into Earth to bring forward the new Earth. This is what we're doing, because if, truthfully speaking, if we weren't here, I don't really know that would be happening for Earth. Okay, it's a very chaotic time, and if people are just losing their minds and just following the 3D matrix, they're just kind of following what they're being told, not really using their own. It's not even their fault. Okay, we have to understand that we think a certain way, yes, but it doesn't mean that everyone else does too. They have evolved. They're still in the 3D. When we came into Earth, we were never in the 3D. You have to understand. Yes, we had to work within the 3D, but our minds and our, all our different bodies and layers of our body were always in higher dimensions. Okay, we are natural channelers of energy as well. We are constantly, even subconsciously, channeling information without realizing it. Okay, a lot of this comes just directly through us. So, a lot of us are usually the black sheep of the family too. We usually are. I know I was. A lot of us experience bullying. I was bullied in school for a couple of years. Okay, and it was pretty bad. I would say it was very bad for my self-esteem. It was just terrible behavior from other children and very unfair situation. But the things that we choose in this lifetime, at the time it doesn't make sense to us, but these things that we choose, the lesson, it makes us stronger in another way. It forces us to shine our light. Okay, everything is for a reason. We choose these lessons for a reason. I was very quiet during that time. I wish I had been as I am now. I'm super confident now. If I was bullied then, I wouldn't have even let the bullying happen to begin with. For sure, it would never have happened. But I was different then. I was very quiet. I had a lot of trauma from the past in my life. I had a very traumatic childhood in general, you know what I mean? It was just, I was very imbalanced in my emotions. I was not sure of myself. I felt bullied at home. I felt bullied at school. I felt nobody understood me. I was told I was oversensitive. Maybe I had mental issues because my imagination was so strong, I felt like I lived between two different realities most of the time as a kid. I felt I interacted with other like fairies and elves and crazy things. People think she's crazy, but no, I wasn't. I was a kid and I was perceiving these things because in a very strong other aspect of me is my elven side, and I'm very in touch with that fairy realm, very strong energies. I'm very connected to it. So as a kid, when you're told that it's your imagination, this, that, and the other, you start to think that you're just nuts. But after I awakened, of course, I realized, I got the confirmations that I needed to know that everything that I know is real. And then I found my soul family. I'm continuing to find them. So we are scattered all over the globe. That's another thing. We are the grid keepers. Okay, starseeds and lightworkers, we are the grid keepers. Because of the energy that we bring, we're literally channelers, okay, of this energy. We're scattered all over the globe for that reason. We need to channel, we need to bring these energies to the earth, to bring the earth forward. This is why we are all over. I mean, I was born in Canada, but then when I was 6 months, I went to Kenya, Nairobi, and I lived there till I was about 6 years old. But then in between, when I was like 4 or 5, I lived in Holland, I lived in Poland. I traveled, aside from that, to so many other places in Europe and other parts of the world, North Africa to my mother's side, went back to Canada, went back to Kenya, came back, and I'm in Bolivia now. So you know what I mean? And I'm sure I will be in many other countries coming forward, so in the future. So you know what I mean? Where there's a reason. There's a reason that we are all over the place. All of my, especially my closer, lightworker friends, starseed friends, they have crazy, their lives, they're always moving, they're, you know, all over the place. So there's a reason for that. We are the grid keepers, you know, we really are. So like I said, yeah, many of us have had traumatic childhoods for sure, because of the families that we chose to incarnate into. We came to break generational curses, and it takes a special kind of person to live through those experiences and still come through bringing your full light forward, you know, not killing yourself before, you know, or something like that. Not to say we haven't had our dark moments. Believe me, I was actually suicidal for quite some time. As a child, and I was laughed at for it in my own family, to be quite honest, and that's crazy, but I never actually did anything, of course, because I always knew, I always had something in my heart, something in my soul telling me that I was definitely going to do something bigger in life, and that I just had to get through university. It was always my thing to get through university. I had to finish it, and I did, and I'm really proud of myself for that. And then I would be free, and that's literally what happened. The universe really took care of me, and I always kind of had that feeling, not really knowing, but I had that feeling that I was being taken care of in some way, you know, so that's really nice. And a lot of us do feel that, where we kind of know that we're kind of in this bubble of just protection from, you know, our angels, our higher self, our guides. We come already protected, okay, so understand that we are protected. It's really nice. Since young, we've been able to perceive other dimensions, other realities, timelines, other beings. Like I said, mentioned earlier about the fairies and the elves with me. I mean, for everyone, for every starseed, it's different. So depending where you come from, your actual galactic family may be in touch with you, and you might perceive them as they are, as, you know, whatever being that is. It could vary for everyone, right? It could be like somebody, you know, a Pleiadian. It could be, you know, a blue being, a blue Syrian being. Gosh, it could be a light being that doesn't have a physical form. It could be some kind of gray-looking being, gray alien-looking being. Some are, you know, from Orion, some reptilian beings who are benevolent. So there's this weird myth going around that all reptilians are bad. I'm not reptilian, of course, I don't come from that, but I don't want to say either that they are, because there's so many different races, by the way. It's not just one. There's so many, and a lot of them are benevolent, so we have to be careful when we generalize things, because it could be offensive to them as well. You know what I mean? They like to be called, I think it's ETs, extraterrestrials. They don't even like to be called aliens. Apparently it's offensive to them, so just another funny thing. But yeah, so aside from that, we've always kind of understood that there was a matrix. We were kind of always aware of that on some level. So, you know, for us to kind of break free from the matrix, it's cool, because we were always able to consciously do that. Star beings, starseeds, lightworkers were able to do that. So we're able to see past that 3D matrix and see past that illusion. That's another thing. We also can't stand fake people, if you've noticed. Starseeds, lightworkers cannot stand fake people. That energy of being fake, of putting a mask and not showing your authentic side, drives us nuts. Like, we need to get away, and makes us nauseous sometimes even. So we're all about authenticity. We are all about being yourself, being authentic, and bringing other people up. You know, we're not about the jealousy and the playing competitive games and silly mind games and things like that. Not at all. A lot of us also have kind of food sensitivities for some reason, food allergies, things like that. It's just that we need lighter foods because of the energy that we're bringing in. When you're in a higher vibration, higher frequency, so the higher up you go, you cannot eat the same. Your eating does change as well. You're required to eat lighter, okay? Not even meat anymore. You start to go more towards like liquid things, you know, that give you all the vitamins you need, things like that. So yeah, basically, we're in 24 minutes. I don't want to go too fast. I was going to talk about the 3 waves of volunteers, okay? And I can go through really fast, like the general things, because otherwise it'll take me too long, and I want to end this just now. But I'll do another video on the details. But there were 3 waves of lightworkers / starseeds that came through. And I wanted to talk a bit about Dolores Cannon, but I'll talk about that in the next video, okay? Not now. So yeah, 3 waves that came through in different times, okay? The first were kind of the baby boomer generation. Right now they're in their late 40s to early 60s, and they have the hardest time adjusting to Earth. So we'll talk about that in another one. The second wave are right now in their late 20s to early 30s, so I would fall into that category, many of you as well. And the third wave are the new children. Some of them are teenagers right now. A lot of them are kids right now to maybe early teenagers. So these are the advanced, exceptional kids that have come with enhanced DNA and a frequency already compatible for New Earth. So I'll talk about them in another video. I need to end this one. I wanted to mention two people in this video, okay, because they really touched me. One is a friend of mine whose name is Gabrielle. So this is for you, okay, Gabrielle. You really showed an interest in everything I've been, talking about and opening up to me on another level. I love your energy and your authenticity when you ask me questions even. It's really sweet. It's really nice and your energy is amazing, and I just feel like you have this amazing light and I want you to shine it even more. So I'm really happy that I get to kind of be your mentor in any way that we learn from each other constantly. So I wanted to mention you and send you a lot of love. And yeah, I'm really happy that we connected in this way. So, and I also wanted to mention Grace, this other friend of mine who I just connected with online. Of course, most of us connect online. And she's just been showing me so much love and support in my, my channel and sharing my videos and my information and showing me a lot of love and just genuine like love and concern and things like that. So I really love meeting people like that. It restores my faith in humanity in general. And I love connecting with other soul family like that. So I wanted to send both of you a lot of love. Thank you so much for your amazing comments on YouTube and all my videos and connecting on Facebook and Instagram with me and just sending your love to me, because I really love that. I mean, a lot of people watch my videos, but they don't even share them. Maybe they don't resonate, and that's okay. I totally understand that. But I really appreciate the support. I really do. I love that. And I'm all about sharing that and supporting each other. So I do that for others, and I love that you do that for me. So thank you so much. I'm going to end this video sending you guys a lot of love, okay? And I'll be making another video in a couple days. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe. Definitely leave any comments. I'm totally up for comments and connecting with any of you. So take care. Sending you a lot of love and light. Take care. Bye.